Well, my motion today was a product of a point of order I raised yesterday that has to do with the onslaught, the raid, the kidnaps and the killings in Kajuru local government, which unfortunately led to the death of Faemuni Matu Aguchi, and also the kidnap of some persons from that castle. Well, the motion was to bring to spotlight the tragedy and the reality of kidnapping across most states in northern part of Nigeria. The violence and the killings in Zamfara has become cancerous, spreading through states like Kaduna, Katsina, and Niger State. The disturbing aspect of it is that these kidnappers have now become so audacious to the point of even sending notices to villages. These kidnappers and these bandits have made life unbearable for millions of people. Farmers have been denied the right of going to the farms. Commuters have been forced to think of alternative routes to travel to wherever they are going. Life has become hellish. Thousands of IDPs, women have been raped, children have been killed. We are simply in a state of siege and a stage of war. Kaduna-Abuja road has turned into something else. If not for this Operation Pofada, that sort of give people some form of confidence. But you can see that even with the operation, people still don't believe, because this has been a repeated occurrence and nothing much has been done. The danger of not doing anything is that the north will soon be emptied in the next 2 to 3 years. Abuja is now the only safest place in northern Nigeria. And if these killings and kidnappings continue, that tragedy is certainly going to move to where we are. So this motion, well, what we need to understand is that people have gone through this trauma for a very long time. It will take a longer time for them to believe that efforts of government will yield fruit. And the unfortunate thing is that all the ad hoc operations being launched by different security agencies have still not been able to address the problem. You have had all sorts of operations, Tiger, Operation Harbin Kunama, Operation this, Operation that, but the kidnappings and the killings continue. The northern part of Nigeria has become one vast theater of war. States of Nasarawa, Benue, Plateau, and Taraba have become centers for ethnic violence, with hundreds of people being killed. If you go to the northeast, Boko Haram insurgents are still unleashing terror and killing people. Instead of Borno, Yobe, and northern part of Adamawa State. In Gombe State, some few days ago, some youth were massacred under the guise of religion. Now you move here in the northwestern part of Nigeria, parts of Niger State, which is just next door here to Abuja, is taken over by bandits. And Kaduna State, as far as I'm concerned, I represent several local governments. And in all several local governments, there is no one that is safe. The 2 local governments that are in the metropolis, that is Kaduna North and Kaduna South, they too, people have been harassed by thugs every day. People lock up their houses, go into their houses by 7 p.m. In parts of Igabi local government in Sabon Birni, kidnappers had the audacity of burning a plane that crashed last year. A plane, Dana plane, crashed. Before they would go to rescue the people, the kidnappers set the plane ablaze. I've remembered that one. And in Chukwu local government, there's a place called Gwagwada here. It's virtually headquarters of kidnappers. In Giwa local government, go there and see. Kidnappers are in charge of parts of the wards there. In Birnengwari, that is where the horror is. 40 villages are under consistent attack. While I was speaking, I was reading my motion on the floor of the Senate on the situation in the Northwest. When I came out of the chamber to on my phone, I saw a picture of a young lady who was kidnapped just the very moment I was reading my motion on the floor of the Senate. Now, this is to show you that if government refuses to do anything about this, then we are simply wasting our time. And I've said it. The elite, the political class, the political elite have the capacity and the wherewithal. If they take this thing serious, it's going to come to an end. I've cited 2 examples. When this airport was shut down, Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, when it was shut down, and Nigerian big men in court were forced to fly through Kaduna Airport to come over here, there was not one incident of kidnapping because the road was secured from the beginning to the end. It concerns them, it concerns their life, it also concerns the lives of their family. Now, during election time, governors brought out money to fund the security agencies to make sure that their votes are being secured. Now, this is where we are. Since after elections, kidnappings and killings continue. And for how long? And the worst of all things is that when you have leaders in the north that should speak the truth to people in power, they don't. There is this ethnic, religious, and sectional solidarity that is one of our own that is in power, and as such we should simply keep quiet and support him and encourage him. That is it. But power is made to be held accountable, to be questioned where it fails. That is when you recharge it, you ginger it, you power it for it to work. Yes.
Okay, distinguished senators who contribute.
Tell you the culpability and complicity of the governing political elite. INEC was funded 100% because it is an institution that will guarantee the power base of people in power. INEC never complained of lack of funds. Why don't we fund the police like the way we are funding INEC? Why didn't we fund the immigration, the customs, the prisons like the way we are funding INEC? Why don't we fund the army, the navy, the air force the way we are funding INEC? We're not doing that. So, if you see violence persist, if you see bloodshed persist, if you see death persist ceaselessly, it is either the government has failed, or the nation is failing, or the people have failed in their moral duty to elect people who will address those very issues. And you can't continue to fatally attach yourself to people who have no interest for your lives, and then you continue to cry. And I have said it in many fora that if only the people will know how emotionally and psychologically the political elite are detached from their plight and their problem, then they will reconfigure. They will reconfigure their trust. They will reconfigure their thinking. They will reconfigure their expectations, and they will reconfigure their hopes on the people presiding over their lives.
Finally, sir, do you believe in the present security architecture, particularly those you've listed just now in Nigeria?
When you see people questioning the validity of people holding security and defense top echelon of office, is because the performance is very low. If those who are there now are doing well and the result is the same, nobody will want them to go. But when you put people and the result is still the same, then you have to think of what to do. Because the attacks is not going to the army, the police, it's going to the person of the president. And that is why, as the president tries to make up a new cabinet, a new future for himself, he should know that the buck stops on his table. If the president like, he should continue to call governors to give them the names of ministers. But one thing you should know, that if he fails, it will not be the minister that failed, it will not be the governor that failed, it will be him that failed. So if he, as a man who is heading to his 80s, he should be more concerned about his place in history than his place in politics of Nigeria. And for that to happen, he must be guided by his conscience and be satisfied that whoever is going to work for him is one that will deliver. If you keep on holding animosity and enmity against people because you don't share the same political party with them, then the problem will never be solved. You have people, if you think it's only your party that has the magic wand of solving the problem of the country, then people will simply become spectators and watch you. If you fail, you fail. So I can say that to solve the problem of this country, you have to have people from all parts of life who can do it. If you're going to appoint a sport minister, think of Shehu Adebem, think of Chris Okocha, think of Kanu Nwanko, think of Amokachi and Tijani Babangida, Ogarabalawa. Think of people who have proven. But if you say you cannot appoint these people because they don't have political value or they are not members of your party, okay, ask the governor of Oyo to bring you somebody to head it over. They bring you not a person that is capable, but a loyalist who will not outshine them. And how does that help you in the record in office?